Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Big Time Talkers. I'm Brock Gorton, and I'm all alone. Because, and here's why, the great and powerful laptop that we were recording on for this week from remote locations due to Tommy being down in New Orleans, Louisiana, decided to corrupt the file. So we're trying this a different way. Thankfully, we have an interview that was done just for this Thanksgiving special, and it, thank God, is actually working, hopefully. And it's about an hour long. So that's going to be the main portion of Big Time Talkers today. I will have the cliff notes of everything else for you. So we're going to go ahead and chuck it right on over to myself doing an interview with my grandfather talking about the MLB, college basketball, a little NFL, a little bit of NCAA football. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks, and it starts right now. Gentlemen, welcome to a special segment, we will call it, here on Big Time Talkers. I'm here with a special guest here to talk MLB baseball. Introduce yourself.
I am Grandpa.
It's my Grandpa Raj. He is here. He is a baseball fanatic and a whiz when it comes to talking baseball in general. And the MLB awards came out and all the other accolades as well. And I thought there's probably no better person I could talk to about everything that's happened in baseball recently than this man right here. He has taught me the majority of the things I know about baseball throughout my life. So I thought this is the perfect person to talk to.
Okay. What really amazes me most is probably I'm a homer when it comes to the St. Louis Cardinals.
That is an understatement.
I love the Cardinals. I've been a Cardinal fan since 1956 when I was 9 years old, and it was the first game I ever seen on television was the St. Louis Cardinals, and I've been in love with them ever since, if you can use that terminology.
Yeah. Do you remember who they were playing in that game?
No, don't have a clue.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can remember Stan Musial, Kenny Boyer, and really those are about the only two I'm sure were playing that day, but I'm thinking that Enos Slaughter was playing with them, and I don't know. It goes back a long time ago.
Yeah. So, a little interesting fact for the people here listening: you actually had an MLB tryout.
Not really a tryout. I just went. Well, I went to the camps, tryout camps, and it wasn't really so much me as it was my Little League manager at that time. He was pushing me toward it. So we worked. They had them there in St. Joe. There's nothing unusual. There was probably thousands of people that had been to that camp at one time or another. And there used to be the Pirates used to have a tryout over there too. They're at Phil Welch Stadium. But again, that was a good many years ago.
Yeah.
So
it's probably for the better things didn't work out. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be here right now. So
that's right. I wouldn't have my buddy here with me.
No.
Probably not.
But your Cardinals have made a pretty big free agent signing recently, and you're very high on this signing.
I like Steven Matz. I liked him back when he was a rookie with the Mets, and he was always the guy with so much potential, and but he was injury prone, and I just hope he can stay over the injury prone, because I think he'll make a great number 4, and because I'm still hoping on the Mad Max coming.
Well, I don't think Scherzer's coming to St. Louis, unfortunately.
Well, I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but he I'll tell you what, if they were talking 3 years, $100 million, which sounds like a I mean, to me, is a ton of money, but when you're talking baseball this day and age, it's not. Not when you're getting probably, and again, in my opinion, the best pitcher in baseball. And he's only 37, so if you give him 3 years, he'll be 38. But if you give him 3 years, that takes him to his age 41.
Mm-hmm.
And the condition he keeps his body in and his mind and everything in. Look at Wayno. Wayno's going strong at 40.
He is.
And he'll probably be going strong at 41. So,
And then he'll play till he's 50.
I doubt he'll play till he's 50, but as long as he wants to play and the way he handles himself, they should let him play.
I agree with that. He is an incredible pitcher, and probably, when it comes to guys who aren't on the Royals, probably one of my favorite players that are in the MLB right now. Him, Scherzer, obviously, Chris Bryant, Corey Seager, Kyle Seager, Bellinger. Love Corey Bellinger.
I know that they was talking about the Cardinals going after one of them big shortstops, but I've never been in favor of that. I like the combination of DeYoung and Sosa. Sosa, I'd give him a shot at full time. DeYoung, I mean, he's had a couple down years, but he's also been a 30 home. Did he hit 30 1 year?
I don't know off the top of my head.
He was. I can't remember for sure whether he hit 30 1 year or not, but I know he's hit 20 some. And, he hit 19 this year.
Yeah.
And he's only basically a part-time player.
Which is really good.
Yeah. But the power's there, but I can't really see paying a guy $12 million to hit 200.
Well, and that's beautiful.
Don't think he reached the 200 mark.
That's the beautiful thing about the Royals. They have a shortstop that hits 300, and is also a defensive whiz.
Yeah.
And then they got Witt, and then they got Mondesi over at third, and they've got Bobby Witt Jr. coming up through the minor leagues. So, if there's any three positions the Royals are set on for a bit, it's those three right there.
Yeah. I really look forward to seeing the Cardinals the next few years and again, the homer in me is coming out, but their outfield
is probably the best in baseball.
It's in the top 3 in baseball.
Yeah. It is incredible. Because did they all win Gold Gloves this year? Or
all but Dylan Carlson.
So they had the same amount of Gold Gloves in the outfield as the Royals did.
Right. And the big difference there is we also had 3 Gold Gloves on the infield.
Well,
And then we had the Platinum glove winner in Arenado for the 5th straight year.
Well, listen,
the 5th year. I think it's his 5th one. I think it was 5 in a row. But
Witt had some stiff competition at second. Marcus Semien, a AL MVP candidate.
Yeah.
And the fact that Selby didn't win catcher, the Gold Glove for catching, was just robbery. So,
who did get it in the American League?
The guy from Oakland.
Oh, Sean Murphy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and the Pittsburgh Jacob Stalling, which I think he deserved it. He's a good catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Murphy's a good catcher too.
He's not Salvi though. Even you could admit that.
Well, he had a better year. Okay?
No,
he had a good year.
No.
He had a good year.
Not as good as Salvi's.
Well, living proof that you can't win every year is Yachty.
Well, yeah.
Yachty has 9 Gold Gloves sitting over there, but I'd say that's probably be his last year because as a Gold Glover. I mean,
hey, he might pull something out this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
He may turn the clock back 1 year like Buster Posey did this year.
Well, Buster Posey is 34 years old.
Fair enough, but still.
Yachty is 39.
He's close to 40.
38, 39, whatever he is. Plus, he's caught more innings than... I don't know for sure. I might be talking too high, but I think he's pretty close to having caught... I know he's caught 2,000 games for the same team. He's the only person in history to do that, to catch 2,000 games for one team. But getting back to what I was talking about on Scherzer, you know, if they bring him in, 33, 34 million a year is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, but
they sell out almost every night anyway. But the nights he pitches, you know, you'd have a guarantee sellout. And let's face it, there's no poor teams in Major League Baseball. There's no poor owners.
I can think of one team that would like to beg to differ, but...
No. They're just a little tighter with their money. They've got the money. All these teams have the money. It's just how they use it.
Again, I think the Oakland Athletics would like to beg to differ.
That would probably surprise you.
I think that they would be the one that's struggling with the money the most. If not, maybe the Marlins, just because of... You've built that new stadium, and you have nobody there.
Oh, that was a joke when they built that.
Oh, it was so dumb.
I mean...
It's the ugliest stadium in baseball.
That's
I can't say ugliest.
That's a whole nother subject for me when you talk baseball in Florida. Because you have too many, when I lived down there, what they used to call the snowbirds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the snowbirds, they come down, they're Red Sox fans, they're Yankee fans.
Blue Jay fans.
Mets
fans.
Yeah.
Phillies fans, the worst type of fans that there are in the world.
And let's face it, during the baseball season, snowbirds are back up north.
Yeah, they are.
You have
because it's nice
there.
At home.
Yeah, you have a few there in the spring and
for spring training.
Yeah, and which is something I would love to do is go down to Jupiter
sometime. Watch the Cardinals.
Watch the Cardinals. Yeah. But getting back to what we was talking about again about Scherzer.
Keep going off track. That's a specialty here at Big Time Talkers. We never stay on track.
Yeah, well, I'd be good at that. But, you know, you could just imagine number 1 is Scherzer, Flaherty number 2, Wayne 03, or you can flip-flop them.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got Matz, and you got Matz, Hudson, and Michaelis.
They could do a 6-man rotation.
Well, you don't want to do a 6-man rotation. I still go back to where they used to have a 4-man. And I know this is way before your time, but I remember when the Baltimore Orioles had 4 20-game winners.
Mm.
Yep, in the same year. Pat Dobson, Mike Cuellar, Jim Palmer, and Dave McNally.
So I've heard of one of those guys, and that's Jim Palmer.
Okay, you never heard of Mike Cuellar?
No.
He was a lefty. Dave McNally was a lefty. And Pat Dobson was a right-hander. So they had 2 righties and 2 lefties. And that was in I want to say the late 60s or maybe the early 70s.
Okay.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
So around the time that the Royals were becoming a team or had become a team. Because the Royals started in 69.
Yeah. About that time, yeah.
Which they were horrible. Hint, that might be a documentary coming to the podcast that you should watch out for. Yeah. Shameless plug for something me and Tommy have been working on.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember back when the Royals were first getting going there in I guess it'd be the early 70s. Of course, I was gone at the time when the Royals came in '69. I think it was when they started, wasn't it?
Yep, 69 was their first year.
Yeah, I was gone overseas at the time, but they were fun even when they were first starting out and they were just getting going. Now they weren't laughable like the Mets were when the Mets first got started.
Well, no, I don't think anyone's going to reach that level of incompetence. I think would be the correct wording to use there.
But we laugh about that, but the Mets came in 59 and 60 maybe in that time frame.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Well, in '69 they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they went from the laughingstock to world champions.
And then they won it again in '86. Year after
the Mets did, yeah.
Yep,
The Mets
year
did
after
in
the Royals.
86, yeah. Yeah, the year the Royals stole it from the Cardinals.
Well, okay.
Or Don Denkinger stole it from the Cardinals. Okay, don't get me started on that.
No. Moving on. Noah Syndergaard has signed with the Angels.
$21 million.
Congratulations! You
Good signing.
now have two decent pitchers in Anaheim. Now go win a playoff game for Mike Trout. This man has never won a playoff game in his life. The only playoff series he's been to, he got swept by the Royals.
Is that right?
Yep, his only playoff series he's ever been in.
I knew he's only played in one. I didn't realize it was the Royals.
It was that 14 playoff series.
Yeah, now there's a team that has the money,
but have just spent it poorly.
Well, I don't know where
their pitching's always been bad.
Yeah, but they got Rendon, Trout,
Ohtani,
Upton.
Yeah, they do have Upton.
Jared Marsh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that Jared Marsh is the first baseman, right?
I believe so, yes.
And they got now, what's that other guy's name? He played center field this year, but he'll be in right field when Trout comes back. Is there a Marshall? Brandon Marsh?
I think there's a Brandon Marshall. Or I'm just thinking of the football player.
Jared Walsh, and I think, Brandon Marshall was a football player.
Yeah, he was a wide receiver for the Bears and Broncos.
Yeah. Anyway, that guy that was in center field got the beard, long beard.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he, and then they got Joe Adele.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, they got him, and
they got a great team there.
They've got a good team.
It's just the bullpen.
Well, they got one of the best closers in baseball, Iglesias.
Again, it doesn't help them that they have the best closer in baseball, but the rest of their bullpen just can't get them to the closer.
Yeah, well,
they have to rely on their pitchers to go 8 innings and bring the closer in to win, which just isn't sustainable.
I forget who it was I was listening to the other day, and they're right. To really win, you got to have 3. You got to have 3 hitters, and you got to have 3 pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Cardinals have the hitters. I mean, you can take Tyler O'Neill.
He's a gem, by the way.
Well, you start with Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill,
Nolan Arenado.
Okay, there's your 3 sticks. You get Waino and Flaherty if he can stay healthy. I think he'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Dakota Hudson.
Steven Matz.
Now you add Steven Matz to it. and Miles Mikolas, if he can stay healthy, they could play with what they've got now, and do all right if they can stay healthy.
And that's always an if for everyone in the major leagues.
Yeah. If those guys can stay healthy, they'll be all right. I won't have no problem with them.
No, I think the Cardinals are going to do pretty well this year. They're not going to win the division this coming year because the Brewers are the Brewers, and that is a juggernaut up there in Milwaukee right now.
Well, they got the pitching, but
they got the hitting. I think will be shored up here in free agency.
Well, they let their best hitter go, Garcia.
Yeah, but I think it'll be fixed with some of the names that are still in the market.
Willie Adames he's reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Colton Wong is he's good, reliable.
Yelich, when he's on,
I think Yelich is done myself. I don't know.
You think he's burnt out?
Uh-huh.
He had those 2 good years and that's it?
I think he had the good years. He got his money.
Oh, it's one of them situations. All right.
That's my opinion. Lorenzo Cain, I love Lorenzo Cain. I've always liked him, even when he's a Royal. I liked him as a Royal.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. But then again, you got to get a little long in the tooth too.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Speaking of guys getting long in the tooth, the Royals had one of their relief pitchers announce his retirement today. Wade Davis
retired. Yep.
So for the final time, I will say it. Waiter, check please. Never again will I hear Rex Hudler say that after he closes a game out for the Royals.
Now you could go on all day and not mention him.
Nah, I couldn't have.
Rex Hudler.
Rex. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about Wade Davis. Like, I could not have gone all day without mentioning Wade Davis.
There is the one reason I do not watch Royals broadcasts or listen to them on the radio.
Oh, he's not on the radio.
Well, I know that, but I don't like their radio voices.
You don't like Denny Matthews?
No.
What?
No.
He's awesome. Ryan Lefevre.
Denny Matthews and Ryan Lefevre, they were in St. Joe. When was it we took Zach and Dylan to High V? Remember we took Zach and Dylan to High V when the Royals caravan was there? And Denny Matthews was, to me, he was just a snob. Tell you when it was, when, the last center fielder they had that was real, Johnny
Damon?
No, there was another one that came up about that time.
Raul Ibanez, David DeJesus. Okay, so that's a long time frame there.
David DeJesus came up.
That's from 03 to about, I think he left in 11.
Well, that'd be about right. 03, 04. Well, probably 04, 05,
right.
something like that.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the decline.
Yeah. Yeah, DeJesus was just, he was coming up. He was there. Denny Matthews was there. And, who else was there? I think it was one that had just retired. I don't think it was Split, but it was a pitcher.
Okay.
Hadn't been retired too long, but he was retired.
In 04, 05?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Montgomery?
No.
Sabes have been retired for a little bit.
Well, I can't think who it was anyway.
I can't.
But anyway, Denny Matthews, to me, was just rude.
He may have been tired.
Don't matter.
Well, when you're tired, you get a little bit grouchy too.
Not me.
Oh, okay.
Ask Grandma there. She'll tell you. Do I get grouchy when I get tired? No. I just sit there and go to sleep when I get tired.
She's smiling and laughing, by the way, as he's saying this. So, but yeah, Wade Davis has retired from baseball, forever etched into the hearts and minds of the Royals fans for being that lethal trio in the bullpen of HDH, and also getting the final out of the 15 World Series. Just, man, these last 2 years have been bad for Royals fans when it comes to retirements. Gordo last year, now Wade Davis this year.
Yeah, I remember. One of my favorite stories on Gordo is I remember when he was drafted that night, and George Brett told him, when you do an interview, put your hat on properly, wear your hat straight the way you're supposed to, and the Kansas City fans will love you.
And the funny thing is, when they went on the playoff run, he had it on backwards and they won it all. So,
I don't know about that. I didn't follow it, so.
Doing this research for this documentary that me and Tom have been working on is going through all those old interviews and finding photos. It's like, oh yeah, no, he had his hat on backwards all the time for that run.
Well, you know yourself. I've told you many times.
Yeah.
And I used to tell Zach and Dylan the same thing. Wear your hat properly.
Yeah.
And now Zachary still does. Dylan, he flips his backwards.
Listen, that's also because he's protecting his neck when he's working all day.
But no, I think Dylan does that when he sees me, just torment me. See what I'll say. It's like old Matthew had that tongue ring put in.
No.
And he was telling me that he was going to get his earring, get it and stuff, and I told him, not as long as you're living with us, you're not. And but he went ahead and got his tongue ring anyway.
Yeah, he's an adult, he can do that, I guess.
Yep, that's right.
But yeah, so all the awards were given out. Any one in particular that you had an issue with or anything?
I didn't pay much attention to the American League. The National League, no, I pretty much agreed with. I don't really know. As I thought Adam Duvall was the best right fielder. I mean, was a Gold Glove right fielder.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't know who won it in the NL, to be fair.
In the NL, yeah. Adam Duvall.
So he won it in the
yeah,
okay,
right field, yeah.
As he should have then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. The shortstop, Brandon Crawford, yeah, he's same way with Jacob Stallings, catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitcher,
the Cy Young or
Gold Glove? Gold Glove pitcher.
I don't know.
Max Fried from the Braves.
Oh yeah, that makes sense on that one.
Yeah.
But you had no issue with the Cy Young?
No. See, Burns?
Yeah.
No. I do agree with him. Milwaukee's got a heck of a rotation.
Yeah, they do.
And they're only going to be better when they get... I get to talking here and I get my names mixed up.
Nah, that's fine.
He's... well, they really had two. One's first name is Austin.
Meadows?
No. Austin Meadows is with Tampa.
Okay.
Well, anyway, they've got two more guys that they start them out in the bullpen and they gradually get them worked into where they're going to be starters.
Okay.
And they've got two good ones coming in. One of them pitched twice against the Cardinals here and he held them down. He held them down in check, but their bullpen blew it.
Well, and that's been an issue for most major league teams this year.
Yeah.
Do you think they pick up any?
And it was late in the year. They'd already clinched.
Yeah,
Milwaukee
so they weren't even
clinched.
really trying at that point.
Oh, they're trying, but I mean, they. Yeah. What was you saying?
Do you think they pick up any big name free agents this offseason? You see them picking up a Bryant or a Castellanos or someone at that level? A power bat or...
I think. They're gonna pick up somebody.
Because third base is a hole for them.
Yeah, and when wait a minute, I might have this backwards. I think it's when the roof is open, the ball carries.
That could be having air come in and
yeah, the ball carries exceptionally well when the roof is open. And
but do you think they go after Castellanos or Bryant or Seager? One of the Seagers, maybe.
Well, like you said a while ago, they may go for Kyle Seager. But, because, what was that guy that played third part-time last year for him? He's the little guy. Hit 20-some home runs.
I don't remember.
He could play short, second, or third.
You just described half the
Yeah.
half the guys that play those positions.
Yeah, but they could go with him at third base. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anytime you got a guy that can pop 20 home runs for you, you know, as a middle infielder especially, you know, and getting back to my Cardinals again, even if they decided to go with DeYoung at shortstop, he's a good fielder. I could get along with that. You know, I guess with the rest of their lineup, you could go let him hit his 200, hit 20 home runs for you, which he would, no doubt, if he played the full season.
Yeah.
And you know, I could live with that myself. I mean, the Cardinals may not be able to.
Yeah.
$12 million for, like I said, for a 200 hitter is a lot of money.
It is, but as we've seen recently here in the MLB, you don't need your shortstop to be a power bat hitter to win championships.
But he's probably a plus fielder.
Yeah, if you and the Royals probably are the best example for this again. But those 14-15 teams, they didn't have power on that team. It was a lot of really good defense and then keep that line moving. They did have pop on that team, especially in 15 when Morales came in and Hosmer was hitting a whole bunch of dingers that year. But you also had Alex Rios and Alcides Escobar on that team who were hovering. Rios was hovering about 200 in right field and Alcides was hitting about 250.
Escobar is still playing somewhere, weren't he?
Yeah, he's down. No, Washington.
Washington? Okay.
Yes, he's on the Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. He had a good year last year.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the backup playing.
Oh, yeah. Any prospects you see in the Cardinals farm system that you're super excited for?
I'm waiting to see Nolan Gorman. He's going to come up and play second base this year, maybe. See, that's another thing we was talking about a while ago. If Nolan Gorman comes up and plays second base, they can move Tommy Edman back to his natural position, which is a shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got DeYoung and Sosa. Okay, DeYoung's $12 million. They could trade him if they could trade him off.
Oh, they could easily do that. It's not like it's, you're trying to trade off
Yeah, if
a no-name kind of...
they traded him off, even if they got prospects for him.
Well, it's just probably what they would get.
Okay, and they get rid of that $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you take $33 million for Scherzer. Knock $12 million of that you're paying DeJong. That drops it down to $21 million. Now you're in Noah Syndergaard territory. For, again, like I said, the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah. So there are other big-name pitchers that haven't been signed yet.
I like Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, that was a good
Giants.
pickup. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's signed anywhere yet.
White Sox may have picked him up. White Sox signed somebody.
The White Sox signed Graveman,
That's who I'm thinking
the
of.
relief pitcher from the
Yeah.
Astros.
But there are some other big names that haven't been signed yet. Greinke hasn't been signed yet. Duffy hasn't been signed yet. Kershaw hasn't been signed yet.
I think Kershaw is going to go to Texas Rangers.
All right.
See, he's got a home in Dallas, I guess.
Well, that would make sense then.
Or somewhere down there in Texas, anyway. So,
Do you think he joins the evil empire that is the Houston Astros?
no.
No? Think he's got more respect for the game of baseball?
Was you here a while ago when they were talking about who was... Oh, he just signed with the Angels. Oh, Thor.
Syndergaard?
Yeah. When he was talking about... Oh, Carlos Correa saying Derek Jeter didn't deserve them Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
Boy.
We haven't talked about that on the podcast yet. Correa saying that because we try to be...
I'll let you and Tommy handle it.
Well, no, we try... No. We try to be PG on our show here on Big Time Talkers, and every time we attempted to talk about it, couldn't happen. Tommy was just dropping all sorts of colorful language about Correa.
Yeah, I think he's priced himself out with a lot of teams. I think Detroit was already signing. Then he goes talking that $342.
Yeah.
He's got to have $1 million more than what was it Lindor? Lindor got $341.
Something like that, yeah.
Tatis got $340. Then Lindor got $341. Now he wants to go $342. Nah, they're not. They're spooking them off on that.
If he went to Detroit, oh, that would be beautiful because he'd be playing against the White Sox and the Royals and the Indians.
The Guardians.
Oh, that's right. They officially did the name change.
Yeah.
Did you see it? As soon as they put their crest up on their new team store, it fell down.
No, but did you see they had to settle a lawsuit
it's
with the
still
roller,
going on.
on the roller derby?
Yeah.
No, they've settled it.
Oh, has it finally been settled? Last I saw, it was still going.
No, it's settled. I forget now what it was. They had to. That they wound up having to give them, but yeah, it's.
No, you're good.
No.
It was there was a lot of money that they had to settle for it, to say the least. What do you so Royals fans have been floating this around. The thought of Greinke coming back home.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah, there's a hole now because the Royals just released Kyle Zimmer.
Oh, they released him?
Oh yeah, no, he got released, and
that
was a fun one on Twitter.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one on Twitter. Looking through that thread underneath the tweet, just Royals fans going, "Why?
Why did they release him?"
I don't know. I think they're probably going to try and re-sign him to a minor league contract because he did not look ready.
Well.
He did not look ready. Yeah. But yeah, the ones that have been floated around for the Royals to sign were Duffy and Greinke. And I'm like, Greinke might be out of the price range. Duffy, though.
Always liked Danny Duffy.
He's a great... He's
a lot of people held out against him because he had that DUI, but...
I totally forgot that it even happened because it's Duffy.
It's not... these guys are human beings.
Yeah, I think when me and Tommy had the original version of Big Time Talkers, we covered the Duffy DUI, and Tommy said, "You're a pitcher on the Kansas City Royals. I don't blame you for drinking." I would too, which, that's hilarious, so...
Like, drive you to drink.
Oh, God, does it. Especially when that happened, it was the really bad teams. 59 wins type bad. 52 wins. Not this current team that went 74 and 86 or something like that. 74 and 84, something like that. where it was just barely missed 500. But yeah, I'm excited for the Royals this year. See if they take that leap to where...
Where'd they finish last year?
Fourth in the Central.
In the Central?
But that was without a steady third baseman. They didn't get that towards the end of the year. Once they got a steady third baseman, they started rocketing up, getting wins.
They released that Hauser, didn't they? Alberto?
No. Oh, Hanser? Yeah, no, he's
Hanser?
gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, okay.
Good riddance. He was
Hanser
terrible.
was his first name, not his last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanser Alberto.
Hanser, well, see, I had Alberto Hauser.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, he's gone. That was their
Okay.
third baseman for the majority of the year. And also Emmanuel Riviera. No. They put Mondesi at third. Immediately, they got way better.
I don't guess I've seen him play when Mondesi was at third.
They played way better. They started winning a lot more. That was also about the same time that they put Kyle Isbell in right field, which go figured that improved the team a lot as well.
Who?
Kyle Isbell, he was a rookie that they brought up this year. Took over right field responsibilities from Hunter Dozier, and go figure, immediately the team got better when that happened.
Now there's one I can't figure.
Dozier?
They gave Hunter Dozier
A lot.
What was it? 13 million.
Yeah, I can tell you why they did it.
And Whit Merrifield is playing for peanuts.
Well, so Whit had his restructured in like 16, 17, I think.
Okay.
I think his is up in 22, 23. So it's coming up. Dozier, they did that because that was the year after he hit like 30-something home runs. Thereabout. Like,
So he's another one of those that got his money and ran.
yep. And then all of a sudden, here's Kyle Isbell, and he's out playing you in right field, which pretty much just leaves the only hole for the Royals at first base, because go figure, Carlos Santana didn't work at first base. Well, the Royals have a first baseman in the minors that's ready to go. And by the way,
Prado?
yeah, Nick Prado. And by the way, he hit 38 home runs.
Yeah.
So you plug him, put him in there for Santana. There's your lineup.
I see where the Cardinals let their former number one draft pick, Nick Plummer. They released him.
That has happened several times. These teams.
Well, I mean, he wasn't tearing them up, but he wasn't bad. Of course, I can see why they did too, because they've not only got Nolan Gorman coming up, they got Jordan Walker down at Peoria. And
So that's single A?
Huh?
Single A? Peoria?
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah. I think they play
But
Quad City, so yeah.
Okay, that was his first. This is his first year of that, and they got. Let's see, Jordan Walker seems to me like he's like 6'5", 215, 220, something like that. Coming on in, and he's a stud, strictly power.
Nice.
And a hitter. Okay, and then they got this other kid they drafted in the second round. I think it was the second round. Same year anyway. He's a shortstop. And they're both, that left side of that Peoria infield is good.
Too bad they couldn't beat Quad City this year.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know what kind of record they had or anything else. All I know is what I've read about them. And
I can tell you from watching the Quad City team this year.
where'd you see them at?
On their Twitter account. And through minor league.
Yeah.
minorleaguebaseball.com. Watch some of their games. From what I've seen from them, if that's the future of the Royals right there, I'm excited.
Oh, that's good.
Because Northwest Arkansas won their championship this year too. So that's double A.
I don't think St. Louis had any of their affiliates win their league this year.
I don't know. I know that Storm
don't think
Chasers
so.
didn't, but That's because they got screwed when the Cubs got all those prospects from the trades that offseason, or during the year, so. But yeah, no, the future's looking bright for both the Royals and the Cardinals, and basically just baseball overall in general, hoping that they can get that CBA done.
I hope there's no lockout. I mean,
Tommy has said it that we probably won't get baseball until July.
I can't see what the big sticking point is.
He thinks it's based off what happened during the COVID stuff, trying to get a season there, and the fighting that happened just from that he's thinking CBA is going to be just as bad, if not worse.
Well, it goes back to what I've said before. It hurt the owners, no doubt. And it hurt baseball. But those owners got... I don't know. They just got...
Money.
You got billionaires arguing with millionaires. Is what it amounts to.
Or, in the case of the Royals, you have millionaires arguing with other millionaires.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone in the Royals ownership group has anything over $1 billion. Or anywhere at $1 billion. Because it's Sherman, Paul Rudd, Stone Street, and Mahomes.
Paul Rudd, is that the actor?
Yeah.
Really? He owns part of the Royals?
So does Eric Stone Street.
Now who's he?
Another actor.
Oh.
And then Sherman and Mahomes. So none of them are, So it's not, when it comes to the Royals, it's not like it's billionaires yelling at millionaires. It's, in one case, it's a current athlete, looking at other athletes.
Yeah.
And not only is it a current athlete, it's a current athlete that's across the parking lot from them. And probably lives in the same neighborhoods as some of those guys.
Oh, I imagine, yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know on the CBA. Where do you think that'll go?
Oh, they'll probably have the lockout. It's been... I know... I remember back in '94 when they had the strike.
Season.
I went the last game of the year. It was on my mom's birthday, August 12th, 1994. Went down to see the Oakland A's and the Royals. And when they went on strike after that, I said I would never go to another Major League game again. And I haven't.
Yeah.
Since then, I went to one Chiefs game.
Which is big for you because you're a Cowboys fan.
Not really.
Well, you know what I mean.
If I was going to root for a team, yeah, it would be the Cowboys or the Bucks. Because I could be a what do you call it, a bandwagon root for the Bucks. They won last year, so...
Yeah, but you also lived down there for a while, so...
But I think if I just had to pick a team out because I liked... Well, I guess I'd pick it because I like their uniforms now. It'd be the Tennessee Titans. I like their uniforms.
The Cowboys...
I see they released Adrian Peterson.
They did.
He didn't last very long, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Did he do anything at all with them? I didn't.
He had some touchdowns.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't keep up. I don't follow the NFL at all.
That's all that me and Tommy cover on this channel pretty much at this point. Because, Lord, we're doing picks for this week in all the sports. Total of 17 games that we're picking between college football, college basketball, and NFL.
Now, I like college football. I can watch that. We, of course, without the direct TV and stuff, we can't watch it. But I mean, you can get a game on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
and then it's already been played. But
yeah.
I mean, we watch KU basketball on YouTube. It's think it's got to be, 4 hours after the game they generally have it on?
Probably. Sounds right.
Now, KU's down in Orlando now. I don't know when they're playing, whether they're playing tonight or when they may have already started a tournament down there.
I don't think they have yet. I think it starts Friday.
I think they're in the same bunch with Alabama, maybe.
Could be.
And
So you've brought up college basketball. Me and Tommy haven't revealed who we have for our Final Four. Who do you think the Final Four at the end of the year is going to be?
I'll go chalk.
It's okay, so...
KU, Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but probably Michigan.
Okay.
And I'm going to say either UCLA or Purdue.
Okay. I have KU in my Final Four. I also have Gonzaga, Purdue, and Houston.
Is Houston pretty good this year?
They just got done drubbing Oregon
Oh, really?
today.
I guess Gonzaga beat the devil out of UCLA.
So one of the games we picked, I'll go ahead and bring you in for this pick because it's college basketball and you know college basketball. The two college basketball games that we picked, the first one is Duke at Gonzaga, and then the other one is it's Duke Gonzaga and it's a tournament game, and then the other one is Duke at Ohio State.
I don't know what Ohio State's got this year. I haven't seen or read anything on them.
Meh. That's what they got this year. They got meh. Nobody really knows. They've looked really impressive and also not impressive at the same time.
Okay, now I watched Gonzaga. I watched them beat Texas. I mean,
No,
they took Texas behind the woodshed.
They embarrassed Texas.
I don't think the score was as bad as what
It was.
it actually was.
Yeah.
But that Drew Timmy,
He's
a hoss. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it.
So I'm guessing you're taking Gonzaga against Duke then?
Yeah.
And how about Duke versus Ohio State in Columbus?
I don't know. I haven't seen either one of them play. So
Duke looks pretty good this year.
Now is Coach K still coaching them? Or
Yeah, this is his final year.
This is his final year. I'd take Duke then.
Yeah, that's exactly how me and Tommy went on it. We went Gonzaga's just going to wipe the floor with Duke, and then Duke's going to get mad because they got the crap kicked out of them by Gonzaga, and then they're going to murder Ohio State.
Now, I'm a real homer when it comes to KU basketball.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
So, I didn't get to talk to you after KU beat Texas. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, on the football?
Yeah.
I was glad.
Relief.
And they only lost
by one
three.
to TCU. 3 to TCU.
To TCU, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you, and you laughed at me earlier in the year, that KU they were building.
This is still KU. You're
It's
talking
still
about
KU football, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like they got 4 wins this year. Then I'd be like, okay, but no, you beat an FCS school, and then you beat Texas.
So they've got 2 wins right now.
Yeah.
Well, their coach gives a good press conference, okay?
Well, he does, but
we watch him several times there on YouTube.
Then you need to watch Coach Drinkowitz's press conferences.
You know, Brock, I've tried for 100 years to root for Missouri.
Well,
You know, and I don't care. Missouri and K-State, I just cannot bring myself to root for them. And I don't understand why I can't on K-State because, I mean, they're a home team, you know. They're actually, you know, I started to say they're actually closer than, Manhattan's actually closer than Lawrence, but it's not.
no,
No.
it's not. I think Columbia might be closer than Manhattan.
No. Might be quicker to get to Columbia.
Yeah.
Because you got interstate.
Yep.
Well, I guess if you ever got to Topeka, you could take the interstate to Manhattan. But, yeah.
But, yeah. So, to recap what he said, he likes how the Cardinals are building right now and what they have in the farm system. He's looking forward to KU winning probably in the national championship this year in basketball.
That would be tremendous.
And he likes where KU is building their football program.
Right.
To recap what I have said, I have agreed with everything he said, except for the football and basketball.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion,
Well,
Brock.
I think this might
But
be...
like I told you 100 times, you're entitled to your opinion. But you might be wrong.
Yeah. I think this might be Purdue's year.
For basketball?
Yeah. They are loaded this year.
Huh. Well, they still got... what's that coach's name? He played for Purdue.
He played for Mizzou.
Their coach at Purdue played for Mizzou?
Yeah. He was interviewed to come coach at Mizzou, but chose Purdue. It's...
The guy I'm thinking about played for Purdue.
Oh, I don't know then.
He played for Gene Keady.
Okay.
Was his name Painter?
I don't know.
Matt Painter?
The kicker?
No. The coach at Purdue.
Matt Painter's a kicker. Or was a kicker.
Well,
For the Colts.
Well, that
Or
might
punter.
be. But I mean, there can be more than one Matt Painter.
Yeah.
Although there is only one Brock Gorton.
That is true.
I don't think the world could handle more than one Brock Gorton.
Well, you know, everyone on Big Time Talker seems to handle me pretty well.
Okay.
And with that, I think we're going to chuck it back over to me, Tommy, and Macy for the continuation of our podcast, where they're probably going to yell at me about something else because I seemingly make a mistake every single week, even though I mop the floor with them in picks.
Okay.
So, once again, I'm still I am still 2-0 in picks since announcing that I hate Swedish fish. But, Grandpa, thank you for being on this segment for us here. It was a pleasure talking baseball with you and all the other sports.
I enjoyed it. Probably didn't make much sense.
No, it made sense. It makes more sense than me and Tommy.
And anytime I can spend with you, Brock, it's the highlight of one of the highlights of my life.
Well, it's the same here.
So.
And I'd actually kind of like to have you more on the podcast because you know more than Tommy does about baseball. I'd love to have you two argue about baseball once. That'd be highlight level material for the podcast.
Well, there's really no point in arguing about it because I'm right.
Oh, yeah, I think for episode 25, I'm bringing the other two up here for this. That might be what we have to do. But I've been Brock Gorton for this segment. This has been my grandpa, Roger Clary. Back to myself, Tommy Haley, and Macy Shear, back at B-Card headquarters. Thank you, folks. Oh, that was very well done, Brock. Thank you very much for that. And with you as well, Grandpa, that was very well done by you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our top 5 places that we've been to. And I'll get started with the man, the myth, the legend, the man who's currently down in New Orleans, Louisiana, Tommy Haley with his top 5. At number 5, Tommy Haley has Omaha, Nebraska. Reasons given: the Omaha Zoo, the Omaha Storm Chasers, the College World Series, and because there's nothing else to do when you're in Lincoln except drive east and go to Omaha. His number 4 is Dallas, Texas. He's been there twice in his life. He got to tour Jerry World down there in Arlington, which is still in the Dallas metro area. And he says he really enjoys Dallas and the beauty that it beholds in it. Number 3 for him was Destin, Florida. He celebrated his 21st birthday there this past year. And he got turned up down there. And that's why Destin is gone there. It's a beautiful ocean, nice emerald green color on the beaches there. He says it's his favorite place to go in the South, except for his number 2, the Crescent City, New Orleans, Louisiana. He's caught a New Orleans Pelicans game since he's been down in Louisiana, to which I asked him, why would you subject yourself to that punishment? And he didn't have a clear answer for me either. Which brings us to his number 1, Cooperstown, New York, and the MLB Hall of Fame, or the National Baseball Hall of Fame to those who are more cultured. And it's a pretty easy answer why. If you know Tommy, why that is his number 1. It's a bucket list place for me to go to, and he has not let me forget that he's been able to go there while I haven't. Thanks, bud. That totally doesn't make me feel horrible about myself. And now it's time for my top 5 places I've been to. Number 5 is Washington, D.C. I went there on the 4th of July in 2016. I went to the Smithsonian exhibits all around the city, and it was great. Saw fireworks over the Washington Monument, and it was a great time overall to be had. My number 4 is San Antonio, Texas. I went down there on my 20th birthday. I got to see the Alamo, the San Antonio Zoo, the Whit Museum, the Texas Ranger Museum, and just a lot of other cool stuff, including the boardwalk there in San Antonio. My number 3 is Colorado. I summited the peaks of the Rockies, and I have been to the Red Rocks Zoo there in Colorado, and it's just beautiful country there in Colorado, although I would not want to call that home necessarily. My number 2, we're going to hop over the border to Canada and say Alberta, Canada. I stayed in Banff, which if you look at the pictures of, is a beautiful, picturesque mountain city, mountain village. And I'm also going to throw in Calgary in there because it was a blast to drive through Calgary, see where the Stampeders and the Flames play, and just to walk in the home city of the Hart family. And of course, my number 1, Nashville, Tennessee. If you know me, it's not that hard to say what it was going to be. Country Music Hall of Fame, the Nashville Predators. It's just a beautiful city overall and a place that I would love to go to. You have all these beautiful smoky bars with live music every night, friendly people, and the girls aren't half bad looking. It's a lot of fun down there in Nashville, Tennessee. Macy's list unfortunately could not be recovered in time for the uploading of this video, so we will have to catch hers for next week's, which is Thanksgiving food next week, as we are all together for that one, hopefully. So our top 5 Thanksgiving food, there's probably going to be a lot of overlap, knowing all of us. But without further ado, let's get to the segment that you all are waiting for, the most popular segment that we do, the one that has an entire... And here we go. It is now picks for this week. A cornucopia of picks, as the one great Tommy Haley has called it this week. And we get started with our picks for this week in the NCAA and with the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State is a 1.5-point favorite. Both me and Tommy have chosen to go with Hotty Toddy. We're going with the Rebels. Tommy's hot when it comes to Ole Miss this year, and he's been picking them a lot. So I think he's very much a ride-or-die type of guy when it comes to the Rebels. The next game is the game. That is right, it's the game. It's Ohio State versus Michigan in the Big House. Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite in this one. And as much as it pained us to say, me and Tommy both are going with the Ohio State University. I just do not see a way that Michigan can pull this from the ashes and save themselves from the embarrassment of getting their butts whipped by Ohio State. But then, when the sky turns black, and the deepest black that there is, you know that you're in Stillwater, Oklahoma for Bedlam. As Oklahoma State was the next game that we picked. Oklahoma State, a 4.5-point favorite. And I'd been calling it all year. I'm going to keep calling it. Oklahoma State will beat Oklahoma. And Tommy agrees with me as he also goes with the Cowpokes. Our MAC game of the week. That's right, the only MAC game that we're doing. And I have to put this out quickly because of this game. It's Central Michigan versus Eastern Michigan in beautiful Point Hill, Michigan. Central Michigan's at home. They're an 8.5-point favorite. Tommy has gone with the Chippewas, and I have gone with the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. The next game that we did was a Bayou Classic, Grambling versus Southern. And we both took Southern in that one. And finally, to round out college football for this week, it's the Iron Bowl. Alabama versus Auburn. Alabama, a 19.5-point favorite. And me and Tommy went with Alabama. Why? Because, well, we're gluttons for punishment, I guess. We then did a college basketball game. Yes, Tommy, if you're listening to this, I'm nixing one of the games. It's that later game because, well, Ohio State sucks right now. So, the one game that we're doing for college basketball, Duke versus Gonzaga. And me and Tommy are both on the Zags. And as you heard in our interview that I did with my grandfather, I'm pretty high on the Zags this year. Which brings us to the NFL. And what better way to get things kicked off than with the first game on Thanksgiving, probably going up, or should I say, probably live right now as this podcast is going live. The Bears take on the Lions. And Macy has chosen the Bears, who are a 3-point favorite. Meanwhile, me and Tommy, we took the Lions. Why? Because why the hell not? The next game that is on Thursday for the NFL, the Raiders travel down to Big D in Dallas, Texas to take on the Cowboys in Jerry's World. The Cowboys are 7.5-point favorites. Macy is going with the Raiders. Me and Tommy are going with the boys, as I think they should be able to rebound after that horrific loss to the Chiefs last week. The nightcap of Thursday night football on Thanksgiving. The Buffalo Bills take on the New Orleans Saints down in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the Caesar Superdome. And we're all on the same team in this one. As Tommy said originally when we tried to record, they're not the Saints this year, they're the Aints. We all are taking the Buffalo Bills. Sunday afternoon games, Steelers at Bengals. Bengals are a 4.5-point favorite. We're all on the Bengals. Titans versus Patriots in Foxborough. Patriots 6.5-point favorite. We are all on the Patriots. Browns at Ravens. Ravens 3.5-point favorite. Macy is on the Browns. Me and Tommy are going for the Ravens. Chargers a 2.5-point favorite at Denver. And we all are supercharged up. The Rams versus the Packers in a pick'em. Me and Macy are going with the Rams. Tommy is going with the man with a broken foot. And the Packers. Which brings us to our final two games. Vikings at Niners. Niners are a 3-point favorite. We are all skulling together, joining Kirk Cousins because, yes, we like that. And finally, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Indianapolis, Indiana, to take on my Colts. The Bucs are 3-point favorites. Tommy has gone with the Buccaneers. Macy has gone with the Colts. And I have also gone with my Indianapolis Colts. that has been the picks for this week. Thank you, folks, so much for tuning in. And until next week, we will see you next time on Big Time Talkers, where hopefully everything works finally, and we can all get together and do our 23rd episode together. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you all next time.